Good morning students, I am Benil, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Pondicherry College of Engineering. In this video class, I am going to teach you shift reduce parser. Shift reduce parser. So last video class, I taught you types of parser. That is, there is two types of parser. One is top-down parser and bottom-up parser. So example for top-down parser is recursive descent parser and predictive parser. So if you refer past video classes, you can see predictive parser and recursive descent parser. And example for bottom-up parser is shift reduce parser, CLR, SLR, LALR. So I am going to teach you. So in this class, I am going to teach you shift reduce parser. And what is the drawback of recursive descent parser is, what is the drawback? Backtracking. I taught you, right? Backtracking. So in order to overcome backtracking, we are going for which parser? Predictive parser. So there are also a few drawbacks. If you see the stack implementation of predictive parser and that passing table construction, there is a lot of free spaces there. So first and follow function we found, no, that first and follow function, all the first and follow was not going to use in a stack implementation. So that is a drawback. So memory space is the high, that is a drawback. So to overcome the drawback, we are coming for bottom-up parser. Okay, so what is bottom-up parser? We are going to pass from leaf node to root node. That means leaf given input to start symbol. Okay, so shift reduce parser, and shift reduce parser, I told you it is an example for bottom-up parser. Okay, so let us see, take this grammar, that is E tends to E plus T and T tends to T star F slash F, F tends to open brace E, close brace slash ID. So here you have to know the concept called handle, right? What is handle is it is matching the right side production with the left side variable. Okay, for example, F tends to ID. If you take this production, you are matching, if I ask you whether ID have handle, means yes, ID have handle, because I can replace this ID with F. Okay, so for example, F tends to ID plus T star F. So I am going to ask you whether T star F have handle. Yes, because I can replace T star F with F tends to F tends to T star F. So matching the right side production, that is called a handle. Clear? Right. So so here you have to know what is handle, right? Okay. So then the ID plus ID star ID is a given string, right? So construct a ID plus ID star ID using shift reduce parser. Shift reduce parser. Okay. So the given grammar is E tends to E plus T slash T, T tends to T star F slash F, F tends to open brace E slash ID. Clear? Okay. First we will start with ID plus ID star ID is a given input. Okay. So first we will start with this ID. I am asking you whether ID have handle. Whether ID have handle? Yes, because F tends to ID is there. So right side production is matched with the left side variable. Okay. So F tends to ID. So for ID is matching with F, that is matching with the variable, left side variable. So F have ID have handle. So I can replace with this F. Okay, F plus ID star ID. Then you have to check whether F have handle. Whether F have handle, see T tends to F is there. So right side production variable is matched with the left side variable. Okay, so F is F tends to T tends to F. So in place of F I can replace T. So T plus ID star ID. So I am asking you whether T have handle. We have to check T have handle. Whether T have handle, see E tends to T is there. So T have handle. So I can replace T with E. E plus ID star ID. So you have to check whether E have handle. Whether E have handle? No, because any E tends to E is not there. T tends to T is not there. F tends to E is not there. So E doesn't have any handle. So you have to check E plus have handle. Whether any production, right side production match with E plus, no. See E plus T is there, but E plus is not there. Then you have to check E plus ID have handle. No, there is no E plus ID in our production. Then you have to check ID have handle. Whether ID have handle, yes. See F tends to ID is there. So ID have handle. So in place of ID I can replace with F. So F star ID. Then you have to check E plus F have handle. Whether in E plus F have handle? No. Right? So then E plus doesn't have handle. Then you have to check F have handle. Yes, F have handle. T tends to F is there. So in place of F I have put T. Okay, listen very carefully. Here one drawback is there. See, E plus T have handle. Okay, E plus T have handle. So if I put E plus T have handle, so I can replace E plus T with E. Okay, this is the drawback. Just you listen. This is the drawback. I will tell you what is the drawback. Okay, so E plus T have handle. So I replaced with E star ID. E plus T with E. Then you have to check E star ID have handle. No. Right, E star ID doesn't have handle. Then you have to check whether E have handle. No, ID have handle. Yes. See, F tends to ID. So I write E star F. Whether F have handle? Yes, T is there. So E star T. Whether E have handle? No. T have handle? Yes, E tends to T. So I can replace T with E. Okay. Whether E have handle? No. Whether E have handle? No. E star have E have handle? No. Okay, so we doesn't have E star E have handle, so we cannot replace with the E star E. Okay, our ultimate goal is we have to take a input string, and what we have to derive? Start symbol. Which one is start symbol? E. I want to derive E. Okay, so here even though I have handle, if you take the string cannot be derived. Okay, so even though we have handle, we are going for another one reduce, another one handle. Okay, see. Till this it is okay. So E plus T have handle, I am not going to replace E plus T. Okay, this is the drawback. I will tell you what is the drawback. E plus T. So even though E plus T have handle, I am going to check another one handle, this ID. Okay, so I am not going to replace E plus T with E. Okay, then so what is E ID? Whether ID have handle? Yes, F tends to ID. So the string it comes E plus T star F. Whether F have handle? Yes. What is F? T tends to F. So string T star T. Okay. Before that T star F have handle. We have T star F have handle. So T tends to T star F. So I can replace T star F with T. Clear? Whether E plus T have handle? Yes, that is E. So we derived a start symbol. We derived a start symbol. Clear? The drawback is I have two production. I can take E plus T one handle, and I can take E plus T I can take, or I can take E tends to T. Okay. So but here there is a confusion which production we want to take. Clear? That is the drawback of shift reduce parser. That's what clearly explained here. See, E plus T, if I take E plus T I have handle. If I reduce E plus T with E, I didn't derive the string, ultimate goal is not reached. That is, I cannot derive the string start symbol. Even though if I have a handle, I can go with another handle. That's what second production. Then I will get T star F. Then I can derive, I will get a start symbol E. Okay, so this is the drawback of shift reduce parser. That is the confusion which production we want to take. Clear? So we have to that's what we are going for another one parser, that is called operator precedence parser, right? Operator precedence parser. Now the stack implementation also we have to know, that is stack implementation of shift reduce parser. Clear? Stack implementation of shift reduce parser, that is stack implementation. First one is stack, second one is input, third one is action. Input, third one is action. Clear? So you know what is stack? It is start with $. Stack is start with $, and input already they have given ID plus ID star ID, and the last one is derived as $. Okay. So now always in stack implementation action is first shift. Okay, you just remember first one is shift. Always in stack implementation first action is shift. That means shift the first input symbol ID, shift. Okay, shift into stack. So $ID is there plus id star id dollar. Clear? Okay, now you have to check whether id have handle, whether id have handle, the same procedure. Whether id have handle, what is handle? This is matched with the this variable, f tends to id is there, so id have handle. I can replace id with f. Okay, so if there is an id have handle, that means reduce. If something is not have handle, then shift. Clear? This two action you have to understand. One is shift, one is reduce. So if that variable doesn't have handle, you have to reduce. Okay, sorry, you have to shift. If the variable have handle, you have to reduce. Okay, if the variable have handle, what you want to do? You have to reduce. If the variable doesn't have handle, you want to perform shift operation. That's all. Okay, now see, so id have handle, so we have to reduce. So dollar, in place of id I have to put f. So plus id star id dollar. Clear? And whether you have to check whether f have handle, yes, t tends to f production is there. So in place of f we can replace t. So f have handle, so what you want to do? Reduce. So reduce with t tends to f. Clear? So dollar you have to put t in place of f. So plus id star id dollar. Now you have to check whether t have handle. Yes, e tends to t is there. So shift or reduce? Okay, reduce e tends to t. Clear? E tends to t. So dollar e plus id star id dollar. Now you have to check whether e have handle. No. See, there is no production with e. So e doesn't have handle. So what do you want to do? Shift. So what you want to shift? Shift this input to the stack. So shift plus. Okay. Now you have to check whether e have e plus id. Now you have to check shift, right? Dollar e plus. So id star id dollar. Clear? Now you have to check e plus have handle. No, there is no handle. So shift id. Clear? So dollar e plus id here star id dollar. Now you have to check e plus id have handle. No. So id have handle. Yes, id have handle. That is f tends to id. So dollar e plus f star id dollar. Here it is reduce. Now you check e plus f have handle. No. But f have handle, that is t. So dollar e plus t. So star id dollar. Now you check e plus t have handle. Yes, e plus t have handle, the same issue, same drawback. So even though e plus t have handle, you have to shift here. Okay, here it is reduce, here it is shift. That is a drawback I told you. If you put e plus t have handle, if you put e, we cannot derive the string. That is a drawback. So even though e plus t have handle, we are going to shift star. So e plus t star. So here id dollar. Now e plus t star have handle. No. So again shift id. Clear? So dollar e plus t star id. Now id have handle, that is f. So dollar e plus t star f. So here it is dollar. Here it is reduce. Okay. So now e plus t star f have handle, right? T star f have handle. So t. So dollar e plus t. Now dollar e plus t have handle, that is e. So dollar, finally we will derive dollar e. Here it is dollar. Okay. So this thing is, we derived a start symbol. See, we taken from that is input we have taken, and we derived a start symbol. Okay. So this is the way of stack implementation. So the only drawback is, even though we have handle, I am going for reduce. The thing is, even though I have handle, I am going for reduce. That is the drawback of shift reduce parser. In order to overcome this drawback of shift reduce parser, we are going for another one parser, that is called operator precedence parser. That I will teach you in a next video class. Thank you.